Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Pooja, your own Physiology Faculty at Cerebellum, and today we have Dr. Bhavan with us, who cracked the INI CET May 2025 exam with a rank of 106. So congratulations, Dr. Bhavan, and very warm welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to be on this interview.
So how are you feeling? First of all, tell me, when you saw this rank, what was your reaction?
At first, I just couldn't believe it. I rechecked it like two, three times, and then finally it came that yes, I have gotten this right.
So
I
whom
felt
did you tell the first once you got this news?
I immediately called my parents. I wasn't at home, so I checked and just immediately called them.
So what was their reaction?
They were also very proud and actually relieved that now, yes, I have secured a seat.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Dr. Bhavan, take me throughout your journey of MBBS and how you started preparing, when you started preparing.
So I basically done my MBBS from Vijay Medical College, Ahmedabad. And I have started preparing for PG from my third year. So basically, in my third year and final year, by the time I completed my final year, I was done with the videos and notes through. And since the start of my internship, I have been through. I initially started actually with the revision notes and that kind of stuff. But I realized that I am not very good with reading part. So I kind of shifted my strategy and I started solving more and more questions. And I think that's what Cerebellum really helped me. The daily two modules, the midday module and late night module, were really helpful in that. So basically, my plan during the internship was to solve more and more questions. And basically, for the first 6, 7 months, when my internship was actually hectic, I mostly studied through the MCQs only. Used to solve the modules and read through in the depth. So initially, those modules were subject wise. So according to that, I was able to complete quite a few of my subjects with that. And also, I was giving the GTs and subject tests alongside. So that also helped keep it going.
So, practicing question basically help you a lot in INI, I would say.
Yes. Yes,
And
actually, this year's paper was basically more about how good you were able to solve the questions rather than if you have studied something new or extravagant. And that really helped the people to like rule out the question, rule out the options, and finding the right answer to the question.
all right. So, tell me one thing more that was this attempt you gave with the internship or you prepared after some time of the internship also?
No, no, this was my actually I did prepare for the 2 months after the internship. My internship completed in March, so I did get 2 months, but it was my first attempt. Let's just say the internship attempt.
That was amazing. I would say that was amazing. How you used to manage the time? Tell me, whomsoever doing internship and wanted to prepare during the internship, let's say, what was your strategy of time management?
I think you should have a proactive idea of how your postings gonna be like through your seniors and stuff, and then accordingly you should decide your schedule. If it's going to be heavy term like surgery or medicine or postgraduate, you should be going with the easier subjects that you already are good at or can complete easier. But when you have light postings, minor subjects or rural postings and like that, you can complete the bigger subjects so as to give the proper attention to the subject and time.
All right, all right. So basically balancing your both the things like internship with the you can say your preparation. So
Preparation.
did you felt
Also, I think sorry.
yeah, continue, continue. It's your
Also, I was trying to point out that also internship isn't like waste of time in per se. There might be some skirtwas interns are being told, but a lot of things we do in the internship are actually getting asked in the exam nowadays, like the catheters and the basic procedures we do. In this INICT, there was one question on if you are being posted at a rural area, what would you do according to guidelines? Those kind of stuff was actually what I had done at that posting. So doing internship actively also helps in the preparation stuff because they are also kind of focusing on that kind of technical questions, I would say.
all right. First thing first, it is doable with the internship.
That's
Second,
it.
think it is not a waste of time. It can help you out if you take a good advantage of it, I would say.
Yes, yes.
All right. And INI also has a lengthy questions, Dr. Bhavan. Let's say they have multiple options like choose from the following, like one, two, one only, two only. So it also
Hmm.
take a lot of time, you can say management. So how you used to test yourself before the exam?
I think there are three strategies which we can use if the paper is lengthy, like reading the last line first, then just first scanning through the question first to find out if there are any buzzwords, if they are trying to lead us somewhere. Also, in the statement based and match the following, we can find one of the statement which we know if it is absolutely true or false, and then matching according to the options. Like if there are four statements, and you know that the second statement is absolutely wrong. Then you can go through the options and see whichever option is second statement that cannot be the answer. So that we can that way you can very rule out the options very fast. And in the match the following, I think similar strategy works. You find that the C is 4 and then you go along with that and three options rules out. So if the paper is lengthy, this kind of tricks it actually helps you go through the question faster. So you are comfortable giving time to the questions which require them.
Tell me, what was your strategy in those 2 months where you got the time for yourself and for the preparation? What was your strategy? What you used to do at that time?
So after the internship, I plan to complete the revision twice or thrice according to. So in the first few months, I focused on the subject which I was weak. According to the GT analysis, I saw that these four or five subjects are my weaker side. So I gave ample amount of time to those subjects to strengthen them. And then in the remaining some like 30 or 40 days, I divided them into two parts for the first 20-25 days and then the last 10-15 days. So I did one revision in those initial 20-25 days in the and one more revision in last 10 to 15 days. In the last days, I just breezed through the notes to actually be thorough with the concepts which are actually going to be asked. So in the last days, it was very measured. In the first part, I focused in the depth on the subjects which I was in weak on, and then the middle part, I completed the remaining subjects. That way, I was confident of all the subjects by the end of those 2 months.
All right. So one, did you cover all the subjects with all 19 subjects you used to revise, or
Uh, Actually, yes, I was able to revise all the 19 subjects in those last days, but not in entirety of those subjects. I just focused on the repeatedly asked topics in those last few days because we knew that as per the previous paper, it was expected that the paper in the paper most of the questions are going to be from that. And this year also similar thing happened. Like around 100 to 140 questions were from the PYQs and PYTs. So it made a lot of sense to focus on those topics only in the last few days.
all right? So I would say there are a lot of the resources are also available. So how did you avoid the FOMO?
I think that rather than taking from what I can do, I should the students should first focus on what is being asked. So at the start of the preparation itself, I focused on what is being asked. I first solved all the PYQ modules and previous year questions, and I glanced them at the what are the topics which are being repeatedly asked. So I had a very good idea that in most of the papers they are covering only the key topics in all those papers. So focusing on them first would be a great idea. So rather than taking from what all is available, one should focus on what is being asked and prepare the accordingly. Rest of the questions, I think we have studied through the MBBS. We have done the basic videos, so that those things would be in our mind somewhere back or other. So if being asked, we would be able to come to the answer if it's there. But we should first focus on what is actually of worth,
So in
especially when
cerebellum,
the time is very crucial. Okay, good.
so you are focusing on the content and not other things which the students
Hmm.
usually are worried about, and actually they take up a lot of mental energy out of them. So the content
Yes.
is more important. So, what resources apart from the late night PYQs and GTs that you used from the Cerebellum? Did you attended any mission classes, marathon classes that we have at the end?
I wasn't able to follow with the mission classes due to the internship schedule, and I although also I had done the videos during the internship, so I didn't feel do. But I did attend the marathon classes for all those subjects which I felt I was weak for. Also, I attended most of the GTs, and especially I would one thing I would highlight about the cerebellum that in the in the GTs and all the modules there is one beautiful thing called educational objectives. So even if you are in crunch of time, you can just read through those two, three, four lines, and you can know what this MCQ asks from you, and then you can have idea about how to go on from there. So that was a beautiful concept. So even in the GTs, I used to review all the wrong questions in entirety, but for all the correct questions, and I could just breeze through them through those educational objectives.
All right. So tell me one thing. Students are fearful of giving GTs. So they feel like if they get a bad rank, and some students get bad rank and then they leave giving GT, they are fearful of it. Do you also used to get a very good rank from the beginning itself in the GTs?
No, no, no. At the start of the internship, I was getting only around 120, 130 points. But what I had mindset that GTs are a learning tool rather than the testing tool in the initial phase. So I should give GTs, see what I'm weak at, take it as a mirror and prepare from that. So for the initial 6, 8 months, I was taking GT only as a learning tool. I would give GT, then analyze which subjects I'm weak at, and I prepare accordingly. So that actually taking it as a learning tool kept the fear out of my mind.
All right. So we should not be sticking towards the GT score rather than thinking about the questions and all. That is more important.
In the initial part, we should take it as a mirror to our preparation because it would guide where we are making.
All right. So, finally, right, what is your plan ahead? Like, what branch you are, looking forward to?
I am hoping to take up surgery at one of the institutes.
Surgery. Right.
Yes.
So, all the best for that. And definitely, we would love you to see you in the cerebral hum felicitation ceremony. And definitely, we will be having a lot of fun. Enjoy the movement. And it's the amazing accomplishment that you have, right? With the internship, you have such a good rank. And congratulations to you and to your family, Beta.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Enjoy
Also,
the
thank
day.
you to the entire team. Thank you, ma'am.